Now, tension at the heart of the national capital of Delhi last night as police moved in to clear demonstrators gathered at Jantar Mantar, where protesters had assembled to demand the abolition of the reservation system. Authorities said that the protest was unauthorized with Section 163 of the BNSS already in force in the area. Now, as police carried out the removal of the protesters, one protester in fact fainted during the operation, adding to the chaos at the site. The incident comes amid a wider, weeks-long standoff between authorities and the Reservation Hatao Andolan movement. I would like to in fact show you the entire sequence of videos that we have gathered from the protest site at Jantar Mantar yesterday, where protesters were in fact seen in scuffle with the police officials. Let's get you those visuals on your screens. Alright, so this is the first video that we would like to show you from Jantar Mantar, where in fact large crowd gathered for the Reservation Hatao protest. Remember, this entire movement gained momentum from Instagram page. These people were mobilized online and they in fact arrived at Jantar Mantar. Now, of course, police said that there was no permission, and that is why you have this scuffle taking place between the protesters and the police personnel. You have the protesters here in fact carrying out sloganeering, and of course some of them trying to tackle the crowd, asking everybody to hold a peaceful protest rather than creating any chaotic situation. Police personnel on the right and protesters on the left hand side. Let's get you more visuals on this. Here you have in fact police and RAF officials, rapid action force officials also deployed in order to disperse the protests. Now remember, of course, it seems like the police officials were trying to take cue of the situation that panned out last time, and that is the reason why you see such a heavy deployment. In fact, you can see how many rapid action force officials are present at that side. A lot of protesters, of course, carrying the national flag as well, calling out the caste-based reservation and asking for its abolition. Let's get you more visuals on this. Here you have in fact one protester fainting at the site due to the presence of large number of protesters. This situation panned out where you have one protester in fact fainting at the site amid the police deployment. Of course, police is trying to tackle the situation and trying to disperse the crowd from around this individual so that the situation can be tackled. Of course, one individual is furious for this situation that has transpired there, and of course carrying out the sloganeering and visibly very upset and angry, outraged over the entire situation. Let's move across to this visual here where you have officials detaining protesters from the site late in the night. Remember, the situation took place yesterday at the Jantar Mantar protest site, and you have multiple people in fact been detained by the police officials yesterday. Some of them also joining their hands and asking the police officials to release the detained individuals. Even after detention, you have many people talking to the media personnel and also carrying out the sloganeering, reiterating their demands for the abolition of the caste-based reservation. People visibly furious and angry over the system in place. So these are the visuals that we have gotten you from Jantar Mantar from yesterday. I have my colleague Arzu Seth. Arzu, do bring us up to speed as to what is going on currently. How much deployment do you see at the Jantar Mantar protest site today?
Well, yes, today also keeping in mind because more than 50 protesters, who had gathered at Jantar Mantar demanding charges to changes to India's reservation system were detained by cops, and in fact hundreds were gathered throughout the day, and today also keeping that in mind, heavy police force have been deployed, security has been briefed up around the Jantar Mantar, and in fact if you talk about what happened yesterday, while 100 have gathered through the day, the situation is accelerated around 7:30 p.m. as several protesters who remain at this spot beyond the prescribed time of 4 p.m. began raising slogans, and this prompted the deployment of additional Delhi police forces and also rapid action force. And then, in fact, the police have in fact tried to, urge the protesters, in fact, to move from Jantar Mantar to Ram Leela Maidan and also to move from the protest site, to disperse from the protest site. But even after that, they continue to stay there, and police said that the most protesters had left after the demonstration ended, but several remained at the spot despite repeated requests to disperse. And the situation was later brought under control, and Jantar Mantar was cleared. And in fact, some of the protesters were also detained to maintain the law and order and also to clear the site, the protest site. Yes.
Absolutely, Arzu. Thank you so much for all of these updates. Keep a close eye on this big story. Moving on to some more breaking news from Bangladesh. Now, plans for a visit